today we're going to be looking at adding fractions with a different denominator. Okay, so we all know if I make a fraction, just change the colour. If I make a fraction, let's do 1 over 4, add 2 over 4. That's adding fractions with the same denominator. What do I mean by denominator? So at the bottom, it's always denominator. I always teach you, remember, denominator is at the bottom. So the denominator is at the bottom, the numerator is at the top. So we've got our numerators at the top. Okay, so everyone seemed to be okay with adding these together. Why? Because when the denominator is the same, your answer is going to have the same denominator too. If it's something over 4, add something over 4, my answer is going to be something over 4. So let's do the next part now. 1 add 2 is 3, so my answer is 3 over 4. Let's do another one. Let's do 2 over 6 add 1 over 6. Okay, so if my denominator for this one is 6 and my denominator for 1 over 6 is also 6, I know my answer is going to be 1 over something over 6. 2 add 1 is 3, so the answer is 3 over 6. Okay, everyone seems to be comfortable with that. So that's why today I'm going to show you some hacks of how to do adding fractions with a different denominator. So let's have a look. Okay, so I've made this. I will give it to everyone at the end of the week. But here's my toolkit for fraction hacks, and we're going to start off with adding today. Now what we need to do is notice that the denominators are different. If we have a look, we've got something over 4, and then we're adding something over 3. And then the next one, we're adding something over 5, and then something over 10. So my answer is going to be different, isn't it, the denominator? And this is how you do it. Step 1. All we need to do is times the numerators by the opposite denominators. So it's going to be 1 times 3, and then 2 times 4. Okay, so 1 times 3 is 3, and 2 times 4 is 8. So I've got 3 add 8 so far. Next step is the bottom now. We're going to times the denominators together. Okay, so 4 times 3 is 12. And that's how we do it. Let's work it out now. 3 add 8 is 11, and then 12 at the bottom. So 1 over 4 add 2 over 3 is 11 over 12. Let's try it again with another one. Okay, we got 2 over 5 add 3 over 10. We'll start by timesing the numerators by the opposite denominators. So 2 times 10 we know is 20. Add 3 times 5, which is 15. So we got 20 add 15. Let's look at the denominator. We need to times the denominators together. 5 times 10 is 50. And there's your answer. Something over 50. Right, 20 add 15 is 35. So the answer broken down is 35 over 50. And that's how we work it out. It's 2 very basic steps. Let's have a look where it says fractions hacks. So firstly, you need to times the numerator by the opposite denominators, then add them together. We've done that. And then the second step is to times the denominators together, and that will give us our overall denominator. Okay, let's have another look. So stepping the game up a little bit. Sometimes you will get an improper fraction. An improper fraction means that the top is always bigger than the bottom. So we'll go into this in more depth later, how to convert mixed numbers into improper and improper into mixed numbers. But the same rule applies. So we've got 3 over 5 add 4 over 6. So we know the denominators are different. So let's get straight into it. Let's do 4 times 5, which is 20. And then we'll do 3 times 6, which is 18. Okay, 5 times 6 is what? 5 times 6 is 30. So now we have 20 add 18, which is 38 over 30. So because you can see here, the top is bigger than the bottom, we call it an improper fraction. All right, let's look at the next question. Same rule applies. 3 over 5 and 3 over 4. Let's have a look. 3 times 4 is 12. And what are we adding? We're adding 3 times 5. and 3 times 5 is 15. Let's have a look at our denominator. 5 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. So our answer is going to be 12 add 15, which is 37 over 20. Okay, let's quickly recap before you go ahead and do your own. So an improper fraction means the top is bigger than the bottom, and with normal fractions, the numerator, the top, is smaller than the denominator, the bottom. So have a look now with this next one, and let's see if you can work this one out. Alright, we've got 1 over 2 add 2 over 6, and 3 over 6 add 4 over 5. I'm going to leave the hacks on there for now if you want to use it as a guide. So pause the video, let's see what we get. Okay, so let's have a look at some answers then. So firstly, we got 1 over 2 add 2 over 6. I'm going to do the hack. Let's times the numerators by the opposite denominators. 1 times 6 is 6. And 2 times 2 is 4. And if I multiply 2 by 6, it gives me 12. So your answer should be 6 add 4 is 10 over 12. Next one. 3 over 6 add 4 over 5. I'm going to start by timesing my numerators by the opposite denominators. So 3 times 5 is 15. And 4 times 6. There you go. 24. And then final step. Let's times 6 by 5, which is 30. Okay, so we should have an answer of 15 add 24, which is 39 over 30. All right, which one of these is the improper fraction? Is it 10 over 12 or 39 over 30? Okay, the answer is actually the bottom one, 39 over 30. Why? Because if you have a look, the numerator, or the top, is bigger than the bottom, the denominator. In this case here, it's not, isn't it? We've got 10 numerator and 12 as our denominator. So this isn't an improper fraction. The bottom one, 39 over 30, is the improper fraction. All right, let's move on now. I'm going to get rid of this fraction hacks display, and I want to see if you can spot the mistake that I've made here. We've got 2 additional fractions, 1 over 4 add 2 over 3, and 3 over 5 add 2 over 3. Pause the video, see if you can find out what it is I've done wrong or where the mistake is, and unpause it to find out the answer. Okay, let's have a look for some answers then. So 1 over 4 add 2 over 3. Put it on red. So step 1, we times the numerators by the opposite denominators. So it's 1 times 3, which should be 3. Yeah, I've got that right. And then let's times 2 by 4, which is 8. Oh dear, I can see exactly where I've gone wrong there. So instead of doing this, putting the 8 there, I've actually put it in the denominator space, haven't I? So that's what's got it wrong there. So it should look like this. 1 over 4, so 3 add 8 over 4 times 3, which is 12. 3 add 8 over 12 is 11 over 12. Second one, 3 over 5 add 2 over 3. Step 1, let's times the numerators by the opposite denominators. So 3 times 3 is 9, and 2 times 5 is 10. Oh dear, what's happened here now? So I've got 19 over 8 over, I got 19 over 8. So step 1, 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 5 is 10. And then step 2, I should have done 5 times 3, which is 15. But instead I've got 19 over 8. It's completely wrong, isn't it? Okay, well done if you realise what mistake it was. The answer should be 19 over 15. Okay, well done. If you're confident enough, you can have a go doing this one. It's the extensions. I'll leave you with that. Any questions, ask me, let me know. We're going to go to do subtraction next. Subtracting fractions with a different denominator in the next video.